Now here we are concerned with the classification of tissues. In case of this classification, last two videos are concerned with the meristem structure and second video concerned with the structural development of meristem and differentiation and zonation, and it is concerned with the different type of theories, for example apical cell theory, estrogen theory and a tunica carpus theory. This is about the last two videos. Then in this video we are concerned with the classification of tissues. Then as far as the tissues, you are well known about the definition of tissue. Tissues are simply defined as a number of similar type of cell combines together and performing a normally a similar function. At that time it is called as the tissues. You know that cell is a basic structure, fundamental structure of the organism. A number of cells combines together, it forms a tissue. A number of tissues combinedly forms an organ, and after all organs combinedly forms a organism. This is about the structure of organism. Then tissues are simply having a similar type of cell and performing particularly similar function. At that time it is called as a tissue. Then tissues are of different type, particularly in case of plant. The tissues are simply a meristematic tissue, then parenchyma, collenchyma, sclerenchyma, xylem and phloem. These are common tissues of the plant. And in these tissues, these tissues are classified according to the structure, according to the function in the different classes. As far as these tissues are there, tissues are mainly classified as meristematic tissue and a permanent tissue. Then what is the meaning of meristematic tissue? The meristematic tissues are a different type of tissue than this permanent tissue. The meristematic tissues are generally present in the apical region of the stem and root. Sometimes it is laterally in position. For example, vascular cambium and cork cambium, these are the two lateral meristems which are present in the plant body. In apical region, generally apical meristem is present in the apex of the all twigs, branches of the stem and root. Then these are the meristematic tissues. The meristematic cells are isodiametric, somewhat thick-walled, then polygonal in shape, compactly arranged in the meristem, and they are having a granular cytoplasm, prominent nucleus. These are some characteristics of the meristematic tissue. And meristematic tissue is particularly responsible for only one function, that is the cell division. It is called as mitosis, or it is also somatic cell division, vegetative cell division. That means meristematic tissue is responsible for development of plant body due to the having ability of cell division. That means these tissues are significantly responsible for only cell division, that is mitosis, vegetative cell division, and due to that the cell division results into the growth of tissues, growth of organ and ultimately organism. This is about the meristematic tissue having a particular function, that is cell division. Then permanent tissues are somewhat different than the meristematic tissue, and these permanent tissues are developed from meristematic tissue. At that time, you know that there are different stages of different stages of growth in the cell division, cell enlargement and a cell differentiation or maturation. In case of this permanent tissues are simply, why it is called as permanent? Because after development, the tissue retains a permanent shape, size, structure, and also the functions are permanently attached to this tissue, hence it is called as a permanent tissue. Then permanent tissues are simply classified into two, that is simple tissues and a complex tissues. Then what is the difference between simple tissue and complex tissue? Simple tissues are generally having a homogeneous structure and function. For example, any simple tissue is having a similar structure in all cells. So all cells of parenchyma, all cells of collenchyma, sclerenchyma, they are having a similar structure and generally having a similar function. That means simple tissues are defined as a similar or homogeneous structure and function of the tissue. At that time it is called as a simple tissue. In case of complex tissues are having somewhat heterogeneous structures and somewhat heterogeneous functions. That means complex tissue, xylem, complex tissue phloem, they are not having a similar structure. That means, for example, in case of xylem, there are different types of elements are present and they are having different structures, and somewhat different functions. Hence it is called as a complex tissue. That means simple tissue are having homogeneous structure and function, while the complex tissues are having heterogeneous structure and function. In case of simple tissue, there are three good examples of simple tissues, that is parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma. In case of complex tissue, there are two common examples, xylem and phloem. These are the two complex tissue. That means parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma, these are the three simple tissues, and xylem and phloem, these are the two complex tissues. Then as far as these three simple tissues, parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma, all they are having homogeneous structure and function, but the nature of that all tissues are totally different from each other. Parenchyma are the living cells. They are having a living structures, that is cell wall is made up of cellulose, it contains a protoplast, it contains a nucleus, that means cell organelles, that means these cells are having a living structure. Collenchyma is also having living structure, but the sclerenchyma is a dead tissue. In case of this simple tissue, all tissues are not having equal nature. Parenchyma and collenchyma are the living tissues because it contains a cellulose in the cell wall, then it contains a nucleus, well developed nucleus, a protoplasm, and it contains all cell organelle. This is the living nature of the parenchyma and collenchyma. In case of sclerenchyma, sclerenchyma is supposed as a dead tissue because it contains a lignified wall and it contains a lumen cavity at the center, and this lumen cavity without any protoplast, nucleus and all cell organelles, they are totally absent, hence it is called as a dead tissue. The functions are also different with that tissue. Parenchyma is responsible particularly for storage purpose. It stores the food material, sometimes it stores the water, it stores the air. According to that, parenchyma are of different nature. For example, if the parenchyma is having a air chambers or develops a air chamber, in particular in hydrophytic plants, it develops a air chamber. At that time it is called as aerenchyma. If suppose the parenchyma with a chlorophyll pigment, at that time it is called as a chlorenchyma. That means parenchyma are of different types, aerenchyma, chlorenchyma, and all that living cells, and they are having a different functions. Then in case of collenchyma, it is a tissue which is living tissue in the plant body, not present in all plant bodies but present in some particular plant bodies and having a function of mechanical support in herbaceous organ, particularly in climbers and herbs. Collenchyma act as a mechanical tissue. Sclerenchyma is totally responsible for mechanical purpose. It is present in the plant body for the mechanical support. It is a hard dead tissue and responsible for mechanical functions. Then sclerenchymas are again divided into scleroids, fibers and sclerenchyma cells. This is about the sclerenchyma. It is a dead tissue responsible for mechanical purpose. In case of complex tissues are commonly xylem and phloem. Xylem and phloem, these tissues are again called as a vascular tissue. It is responsible for conduction function, that is xylem is responsible for water conduction, upward translocation of water, and phloem is responsible for food conduction, that is downward translocation of food material takes place with therefore phloem. And these tissues are called as complex tissue because both tissues are having a different elements. For example, xylem is having 4 different elements, that is xylem vessels, xylem tracheids, xylem fibers and xylem parenchyma. These are the 4 different xylem elements are present in single xylem tissue, hence it is called as a complex tissue. That means you are having a heterogeneous structure in the element and heterogeneous functions. Phloems are also having 4 different tissues, the elements. For example, it contains shew tubes, campanian cells, phloem fibers and phloem parenchyma. These are the 4 phloem elements are present in the phloem, hence it is called as a complex tissue. Phloem is complex tissue and xylem is also complex tissue, but the nature of that two tissues are different, functions are different. Xylem is responsible for conduction of water and xylem is a complex tissue. It is a dead tissue comparatively. It contains dead elements more than living, and in case of phloem is a living tissue. It contains a number of elements, they are living in nature, hence it is called as a living tissue. That means the nature of tissue is somewhat different. Xylem is a dead tissue and phloem is the living tissue. This is about the classification of tissues. Classification of tissue mainly contains meristematic and permanent tissue. Permanent tissue again subclassified as simple tissue and complex tissue. The examples of simple tissues are parenchyma, collenchyma, sclerenchyma. Examples of complex tissues are xylem and phloem. We will study each and every tissue in detail in the next videos.